Gordon Cunningham has forged a great reputation as one of New Zealand's leading thoroughbred experts, and that expertise is shown every year when you look at the racetrack success of the graduates of Curramore.
But Tefane has controlled it and will win the Ore.
Down towards the line, Faraglione will win.
Then the Emperor will reign. French Emperor wins it by 2.
Gordon, your great run with horses that have come through Curramore, it's really continued in the past 12 months. Obviously, Tefane winning the Stradbroke, the Tats Tiara. Gypsy Goddess from your 2020 Karaka draft won 4 in a row over summer, including the Group 3 Grand Prix Stakes. Karma Lass won the Weekend Hustler. Anna Visto was winning in Melbourne, placed in the Tessio, and so many really good 3-year-olds that are starting to come through as well. I think people would be surprised how many horses have come through Curramore that they see winning regularly in Australia.
Look, we're very proud of all these results, Caroline. Yeah, they certainly give us all a great sense of fulfilment. I suppose every good horse that performs on the track is really the inspiration for the next one. I know I go to Karaka every year with good confidence in our horses, because generally we're reflecting on horses that you probably had on camera or that were within our draft a couple of years ago. That just gives us great confidence in our own horses, and I'm sure all the people who've been associated with those horses, it's like anything, it's basic business, isn't it? If you buy something good that you're really pleased with and get a lot of joy from, you'll go back to the same place, and I hope that's what happens this year at Karaka for us.
We start with the Curramore draft for 2022, lot 18 by Lonhro from Tiamo Grace. This colt is only the second foal of a Wakeful Stakes winner, who's by Monaco Consul, from the family of the Maya Classic winner I Am a Star. We know Lonhro is just one of the great stallions, a champion Australian sire from the great Zabeel Sir Tristram line, and this is a really lovely, forward, good-looking colt, isn't he? Like the very best of the Lonhros.
He was a really good colt from birth. He was very obviously a Lonhro, and the whole way through he's progressed. He's got size, he's got strength, he's got a lovely balance and maturity to him, and you know, I think he's a really good prospect for us on the racetrack in the future. You know, I'm really hoping he'll be a top horse, and I think he will be.
Lot 342 is by Saxon Warrior from Kabuki, a 3/4 brother to Kabuji by Satono Aladdin, who won at his first start for Jamie Richards. The dam is a half-sister to the late great stallion Tavistock from the family of Precedence, and by Deep Impact's English 2000 Guineas winner and 2-year-old Group 1 winner Saxon Warrior, who has his first yearlings this year. And there's quite a bit of deep impact about this boy, isn't there?
He's got a terrific amount of scope, Caroline, and from the first time I laid eyes on him, I thought he was a lovely colt. Stands over a lot of ground. He's got stretch to him, and equally, he's just extremely light on his feet. When he's in your hand, you wouldn't even feel him. He moves that well. So that his 3/4 brother has come out with and perform, possibly put in one of the best performances here in New Zealand of a 2-year-old this year, just gives you even further confidence. And notably, he's been bred by Graham Hunt, who bred Efficient, and he's a very smart breeder. Graham's had a very high strike rate for the number of horses he's bred. So there's lots of positives in the whole equation there, but most of all, he's a really good type, this horse.
Lot 157 is next by US Navy Flag from Catch Your Idol. This colt's half-sister, who's a 3-year-old Faraglione, won on debut at Hastings just recently. US Navy Flag himself, he won the Dewhurst, the Middle Park, the July Cup. He's by Warfront from one of those great Coolmore families. The dam is by Zabeel from the family of Hit the Roof and Alinda. And what a lovely eye-catching dark brown colt.
Yes, he's a seriously good-looking colt. Very typical of his father, but just with a little bit more size, a little bit more strength, and he's obviously marked very similarly. But he's got a great hind leg on this horse. He had great appeal when he was a newborn, and right in his development throughout. We've always had a good opinion of him. Love the way he moves, and I think he's a genuinely good prospect. The mare's had some good winners on the board, including the horse you referred to that won on debut the other day, and I'd really hope that this horse has as much potential as the horses you mentioned from his family. So he's a big chance for us for sure.
And it's a favourites victory in the Australian Oaks, Unforgotten by a length to Higham.
Lot 410 by Fastnet Rock from Memories of You. This filly, she's just an absolute blue chip filly, isn't she? A full sister to the ATC Oaks winner Unforgotten, who of course you sold, and also to the stakes performer Special Memories, whose son French Emperor won recently at Kembla Grange for David Payne. Yee, the half-brother to this filly, has run 2 good seconds at Rosehill recently. She's a magnificent, deep-girth, classic style of filly with plenty of power behind.
Yeah, it's a real privilege for us to be offering a filly of this stature. She's absolutely top drawer. We were very fortunate to offer both Unforgotten and Special Memories, as you mentioned. This filly, there's a lot of similarities with her and Unforgotten, I feel, except that she's probably a little bit more mature at the same stage. What really struck me when I first saw her was she's got a beautiful head on her, just like Unforgotten did, with big ears and a really gorgeous eye. And that reflects in her mind. You know, she's come out here on the loan this morning and just not a bother on her. The ease of her movement is just, you know, she has to be a real chance to be a racehorse. And when you consider not only the family she's from, but on bloodlines alone with the Fastnet Rock, Galileo Cross has produced 10 Group 1 winners with 25% stakes winners to runners. That's just enormous. So that really puts this filly into a very, very serious category of potential.
The next filly is lot 615 by Piero from Strada Cavallo. We know Piero is a great sire of stars such as Arcadia Queen, Lavendi, Regal Power, etc. And the dam's a stakes winner. She was second in the New Zealand 1000 Guineas and third in the New Zealand Oaks. And her only foal to race is already a winner, Khufu by American Pharoah.
Khufu was a pretty serious horse here. He was, unfortunately, he didn't get to reach his potential, but everybody knows how good he was. The mare herself, as you say, was high class, and it's a top family with some really good bloodlines there. But most importantly, I think this filly is a Piero with plenty of strength and has a lot of in common with the likes of an Arcadia Queen and some of the best horses by the sire that you mentioned. I really like her. She's very athletic and light on her feet. We've always had a big opinion on her on the farm, and I'd be really hoping that she's one of the fillies that we'll be putting up on the wall in 2 or 3 years, having produced high class performances.
And the final yearling here at Curramore in 2022, lot 348 by Tavistock from Key to Success. So, of course, these are the last of the great Tavistock's offspring. The dam is by Thorne Park, a half-sister to Lady Kipling, who was a multiple group winner who threw for Shino and stakes-placed Favreau. And this is a half-sister to the Hong Kong winner in Soaring Tower.
I really felt compelled to put this filly up on the loan there for you this morning because we've loved her from birth. She always had a great deal of quality, and we know, of course, that Tavistock, he can get Derby winners, he can get Oaks winners, he can get fast fillies like Entrevier. This filly could jump into any of the equation there, really. She's very sound, she's light on her feet, moves well, moves easy. We've just had a good opinion of her throughout, and I'd honestly hope that in the next couple of years you could see her in the parade ring with a saddle on her back, maybe in springtime, being prepared for a big race.
Well, it is another unusual year, unfortunately, with a lot of buyers not being able to be at Karaka, and it's great the sales been able to move back. But, you know, you've done so much with social media, and it's great having you back on this preview as well. So you're getting the information and the images of these lovely horses out there, aren't you?
It certainly is a very unique year in terms of Karaka, but it's no different than any other year from our perspective in terms of what we're offering. We'll certainly get as much information as we possibly can and make it available to all those prospective buyers and people that might be interested. But one thing I'm expecting is that within a couple of years there'll be horses that you've seen today are within our draft, and we have a really lovely draft that will perform on the racetrack, and it might end up being a very notable year for us.